Hard It Bother You, one of the most unique, strangest, surprising comedies of the past, I don't even know, decade. It's one of our favorites.
You have that crazy blend of satire and dystopia that just hits super hard on so many levels, maybe even too many levels, right? It's a hell of a movie. I would say probably top 10 modern comedies for me.
There's so many things that make it work. Like you can just like the movie for the editing, first of all. Like the way they choose to do things editing wise is incredible, but you also have to praise the performances, the writing, everything. It's a fucking fantastic movie. I wish we could say something bad about it, but I really can't think of anything.
I mean, written and directed by Boots Riley, and his debut on like the bigger stage. I know he had some smaller projects, but this was his first like film that was actually pumped up and widely distributed like this. Lakeith Stanfield crushes it as Cassius. Tessa Thompson's great as well, along with Stephen Yen, Danny Glover as the kind of the guy who's seen it and been through it, similar to what Cassius is going through at the moment, and Armie Hammer as our villainous sociopathic CEO.
I'm realizing now we cannot talk about the third act, because if you have not seen this, I urge everybody to watch it. Don't read anything about it, just watch it. We're not going to mention anything from the third act because it is what the fuck.
So I guess we could start on one end by just saying that this movie at its heart is a great narrative, but it's so powerful on a satirical level, and it goes at so many different facets of society that it's honestly kind of overwhelming the first time you watch it to really try and take everything in. Huge statements about the power that corporations have over us as just regular citizens in a capitalist country. Also giant socioeconomic input being given here about how disadvantaged people have to go through extreme lengths.
Hey, Cash. I got overdue house notes, dude. How much longer I gotta wait for my money?
Look, Serge, I just got a new job, and I'll have some money for you soon.
Damn it, you're 4 months late now. It's like soon is the only fucking word I hear from you.
God made this land for all of us. And greedy people like you want to hog it to yourself and your family and charge all the rest of us for the right to live.
Me and my family?
Yeah.
Cassius, I'm your fucking uncle.
The lows that you have to kind of subject yourself to, in some cases, to climb up the economic ladder that is modern day capitalism.
Mm-hmm.
40 on 2.
And it has all that real life stuff, but it's in a world that's kind of an alternate reality, maybe the future. It's just such a unique world.
You feel immersed in it, as you're saying. Like it's an insane place where trends spread like wildfire, where people are subjected to or are kind of driven by the work they choose to do. Like that seems to become the identity of nearly everybody. And then the whole race component is even wilder. Mm-hmm. And the way that they portray, especially one of the funniest parts of the movie, the white voice, black voice thing.
Hold up. Let me give you a tip. Use your white voice.
My white voice?
Yeah.
Man, I ain't got no white voice.
Oh, come on. You know what I mean, young blood. You have a white voice in there. You can use it.
Yeah.
It's so bizarre because it's hard to explain. Like, so when Cash's voice is portrayed by David Cross, a very white guy. Yeah. He's pretty damn white.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the theater. I am Dr. Tobias Funke, and I will be your new director.
And his voice, whenever he's speaking in that voice, it doesn't look or sound real, which is obviously for comedic effect. But like I was saying before, this world is so weird, and the editing choices they make in this,
it works.
It just works. It's hilarious whenever he talks in his white voice.
You bring a chick home to your apartment. It's clean, it's stylish. Of course it is. She's already seen that from the guy she was with 2 weeks ago.
The whole idea that he has to use the white voice to be palatable to his customers and to be able to sell things in this telemarketing scrum here.
Oh yeah? Spin doctors. Classic.
the whole telemarketing setting, like I used to work in an office that had a sales floor nearby, and that whole environment, from the cheesy sales managers who are also like slimy as hell, trying to pass off these goofy acronyms as actually repackaged knowledge of some sort, and like trying to string along all of their telemarketers to keep dialing, stick to the script and all that bullshit. Like that's low-key kind of spot on.
Did you think that was Stephen Root at first?
It's definitely a Stephen Root type. Like that's exactly what I thought.
I thought
as soon
it
as I
was,
saw
and
him.
then as soon as he started talking, I'm like, that's not Stephen Root.
And there's a whole labor sort of commentary here about organization and standing up for workers' rights. And then Cassius, throughout the movie, he's this guy who doesn't really know himself. He doesn't really understand who he is or what he's good at. And that's what makes him so, I guess, open to the concept of basically being a mule for this telemarketing company. Like being their go-to guy. He likes that. He feeds off it.
Some for the homies and some for me. Bag 'em, tag 'em, rag 'em. I trained her. We hunted mammoth. Yeah.
And his girlfriend, Detroit, Tessa Thompson's character, is compared in a different way because she knows who she is. She's an artist, and she sort of has more of an anchor throughout the movie in terms of Cassius, who's kind of just getting influenced by different groups of people, bouncing back and forth and trying to figure out who he actually is as a character. So I thought that was a really well played role by Lakeith Stanfield in general, because there are times when you want to wring this guy's neck. You're like, why the fuck would you do that? Like, why are you doing this? Like, this is the dumb thing to do. But then you see, like, this guy grew up poor. His uncle's losing his house. He's finally getting some kind of gratification here. Jeez, fuck me.
Tom DeLonge over here.
Yeah.
Some kind of job.
If you look at how his life has gone so far, you understand some of the choices he makes more. Not saying they're correct, but like, he's a conflicted character.
Yeah, and he does. You do root for him though, even though he makes stupid decisions, but you do root for him. He's got a very iconic look to him. Yeah, you just gotta love the guy. He's great.
You do.
Movie reminds me a lot of, stylistically, it reminds me a lot of Scott Pilgrim. It's so rewatchable, the movie, where you're always gonna notice little things on the side of the screen. The way they transitions from scenes seamlessly, like he'll be talking to somebody in one room, and then it cuts to another person that he's asking the same question to. Stuff like that.
The fade in, fade outs are brilliant.
Yep. And like sometimes jarring and bizarre, but purposefully.
In this film, I wanted not only for us to see Cassius going through things and for us to empathize with him, because there's a way to do that and an actor can do that, but I wanted for the audience to feel like they were going through it with him.
Just the call scenes, how he ends up in somebody else's room. Like there's a scene where he's talking to somebody who's on the toilet, he's right there in his face.
Very surreal. Very, it's almost kind of Michel Gondry-esque in some ways, certain parts of the film.
There was a reference to Michel Gondry. Did you see that thing? The stop motion scene, it said directed by Michel Gondry.
Oh, okay.
So many weird shots. Like, I love the shot where I think it's the CEO that does a line of coke where it goes across, like one end of the line is on one side of the screen and the other end of the line is on the other, and it's like the entire, and it's like a not a wide shot, but it's a wider shot than you'd expect, and it just goes across this. It's so good. A lot of stuff like that. This movie is art, like high art.
Armie Hammer is a brilliantly cast villain.
I will accept your backhanded compliment. Please take a seat, Mr. Cassius Green.
He's not a cannibal in this one, though. He's just, kind of a sociopath. But he's a great villain. He's the perfect poster boy for the performative aspect of being socially conscious, right?
So therefore, the comparison to slavery is just ludicrous and offensive. We're transforming life itself. We're saving the economy. I mean, we're saving lives. It's all highlighted in my book. I lay out the whole thing.
You have all these companies who actually do a lot more harm than good out there for a lot of these causes, who just kind of slap on a cute commercial or will hire a spokesperson to smooth things over. He's the guy who fits that image for this company, Worry Free, who, to be honest, gives me some Amazon vibes in a way, or something similar.
Very hateable. He's got a very hateable look to him in his voice.
Yeah.
Very John Hamm-esque.
That's why Social
voice.
Network was so tough, because it was like, these are hateable faces all around. Who do I choose to actually hate?
Yeah.
One little touch that I liked, to go with like the visuals that you mentioned, the picture he keeps of his father. He looks inward and tries to see how his dad would envision him, and that's what the picture reflects in that surreal manner.
Would you say the movie is... Would you say it's a hipster film?
Somewhat, yeah. It's got the hipster sort of making fun of everything equally, right? Like everything kind of gets shit on, no matter where you stand on stuff. The party scene with the rap.
Yep.
That's a show-stopping scene.
Make an impression. At least take off the white voice. And I know you can bust a rap, right?
No, actually, I can't. I mean,
Bullshit. Come on, bullshit.
I can't, man. I mean, I can listen to rap well, but I just can't rap. It's actually embarrassing.
I don't know. I think he's lying. I think you can rap. I think you should rap. Rap, 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 rap.
The shock value of it and the way that it makes a statement on fetishization of black culture. Oh, even the compliments that Armie Hammer gives to people, or gives to Cassius in particular, are just like either veiled racism or just super sociopathic.
You know? It's people like you that are gonna save this nation. I mean, look, don't get me wrong, we still need the workers to do the work, per se. But we also need people like you, people that can be trusted. People that can analyze the challenge and adapt. Like a cunning raccoon. Or like a snake.
What's the company called?
Worry-free.
Worry-free.
Everyone is talking about the worry-free solution.
The little MTV Cribs spoof.
This is where the magic happens, baby. NTV Spots, worry-free edition.
Yeah, yeah. Well, wasn't it supposed to be like a homeless shelter?
So
like it's real. Like
it's
like it's a glamorous homeless shelter. Well, the company names are like the opposite of what they actually are. Like it's not worry-free. Regal View is like
it's a basement.
There's no Regal View.
There's society in general. There's a lot of window dressing and just sort of emptiness that goes about. Similar to what we talked about with our Idiocracy review. The show, what is the most featured show on TV is I Got the Shit Kicked Out of Me. And it's like...
I'm like, wait, didn't I just see that?
Yeah, right? Then it plays a pretty big role towards the end, but like the fact that that's kind of what the culture has become for everybody.
Was he covered in shit?
Yeah.
That was shit. That wasn't mud?
That was a pilot. Yeah,
Okay.
that was a bunch of shit.
Okay.
The symbolism of his nickname being Cash. The satire of the high school football team still playing football.
It's a symbolic thing that plays out throughout the movie.
This movie is definitely about socioeconomic, racial components.
Welcome to the Power Calling Suite, Mr. Green. White voice at all times here.
Classism is like one of the huge parts that they really hit on. And I think it's really cool how it gets organized and it comes together at the end. You do have a triumphant moment of sorts.
Yeah, there should be more movies like this. And by like this, I mean, first of all, original.
Yeah.
Something original, something fresh. I don't know Boots Riley, but it's like only he could have done this kind of style. Like, I guess, auteur films make a movie in a way that only you could do it.
It hits on both the comedic level and on the holy fuck, that's actually kind of how the world works level. Yeah, I think we're good.
Was that a spoiler?
No.
No, me going.
No, cut that out.